So the other day I had a user ask me, hey, I want to know how to make a photo gallery so that my client can just put photos in and have it show up, yada, yada, yada. And I'm using ACPT. So can you help me out? So here it is. It's real off the cuff video because, sometimes in me making an error, I might point out things that you guys are missing. So let's get to it. Not real hard. This should be fairly straightforward. So here I have just a basic, kind of fake ass site just to show you how this is done. And we're going to use this division here. It's a block element, but we're going to use that for our image gallery. Okay. So before we actually do that, let's go over to ACPT and we're going to need a new custom post type. So let's go ahead and register the post type and we will call this photo gallery. All right. And the singular label will be photo gallery and photo gallery. Okay. And we'll choose an icon. So we might as well go ahead and choose the photo icon because that makes sense. We will use the title. We don't need the editor, the thumbnail, or the excerpt. You could use the thumbnail as the actual image. I just don't like to do it. So, title, we'll use the title because you have to kind of. And that's about it. Let's just go ahead and go to the next step and we'll just auto accept everything. It really doesn't matter. There we go. And now we're going to have to add some fields to that. So as far as the field group goes, we're going to go ahead and create one. And for this here will all be done for you, so you don't really need to do it. We're going to create a new meta box, and we will call this meta box, let's call it photo info. All right. And we will add a field. And this field here is going to be of type. We will just go down to image, which is hopefully it's going to pick up on my screen capture, but it was pretty low. If not, it's image. All right. So that's the actual image. Now maybe we want them to say something about it. So let's go ahead and have a text area and we will call that image description. Okay. And that's done. Here we have meta box field. That's not what you want. I forgot to put in the name. I apologize. We'll tell you what, let's call it gallery photo. All right. And we'll just check our slugs are good. They are. That's fine. We'll go ahead and save that. And that's basically it. I think we're ready to go. So we'll take it from there. Let's just go ahead and check. We'll go photo galleries. I can see the thing. Let's add a new photo to the gallery. And there's the photo and there's the title and the description. So let's go ahead and fill a couple in, shall we? Okay, so the first thing we're going to need to do is obviously, let's go ahead and upload the file. So let's go and select the files. You know what? I'm just going to select them all because they all have to go up there eventually, and we'll just dump them in. Now you could have your client doing that, no big deal. However, there we go. We'll take this crosswalk one and we'll select that and we will say NYC crosswalk and we'll say, this is an image of crossing the street on a bike. All right, done. And tell you what, let's go ahead and add another new one. We will grab a different picture. And this is a yellow beetle. An older VW bug. All right, good enough. So there we go. We have two images. We can work with it. I tell you what, let's add one more. And the reason is I really want one that is not the same dimensions. I purposely grabbed a few so that they wouldn't. Inside shop. And this is inside of a store. Okay? So there you go. Now we have a database, and I'll just go to the galleries, and there you go. You've got 3 images, and they're all ready to go. So now it's time to actually build the front end. So we have our image gallery here, and what we will do is we will just go ahead and add an element, and we're going to add a block, which will be the actual image. And I will say image. And you know what? Instead of image wrapper, let's call this, or gallery, let's call this image wrapper. And this will be the individual image that we're going to put up. And let's see, inside of that, we are going to need an image, first of all, obviously. And second of all, we are going, oops, what the hell I was thinking there. Second of all, we are going to need a basic text. This is what happens. You take a day off, and all of a sudden you forget exactly how to do everything. Okay, so now we have our image wrapper, that's going to hold all of them. And now we have our singular image wrap and the cards, okay? So let's go ahead and first thing we need to do is make this a query loop. Easy enough. So all we're going to do is click query loop. We're going to go here. What kind of post type? Well, that is, oops. So you can see it's not there, right? That's because I had this page opened before I created it in ACPT. So no problem. I'm just going to save it. I will refresh it. I'll go to my image here. Take a look there. So we're on the division that's going to wrap those things. We're going to go to the query, and for post type, we can go down to photo gallery, and we'll just leave everything the way it is. So happy days. And you can see it's putting in 3 because there happens to be 3. One thing you can change is how many. So how many in your gallery are you going to want to show per page? And not how many are there, but how many on each page. So in other words, I might show 12, let's say, and then do a 3x4 grid or whatever. So let's go ahead and do this grid. And so now that we have this wrapper, we'll say we're going to show 12. We only have 3, but you'll get the idea. So on this image wrapper now, we're going to change that to a grid, and we'll just type it in. Okay, 1FR, 1FR, 1FR. Now, of course, I could have used other methods, but I'm trying to show people that maybe aren't using a framework, not using Core, not using Brick Styler, whatever you want to do. In this case, I do have, I believe it's actually Core. It's hard to tell Core from Brick Styler. They're kind of the same. And there we go. And we have our images now. They're coming up. Obviously, they're not showing yet, but that's fine. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this out, this text below, and let's just put in the post title, which was that little bit of text that we put at the bottom. And I tell you what, we will center everything because that'll look good. And for this basic text, let's just give it a font weight of about 600. There we go. And what else do we need to do, kids? Oh, yeah, we should probably have a little bit of a row gap here. I believe this is Core, so I'll just kind of cheat, and there you go, space M. And if not, if you were using Brick Styler, you would just click here and go down to space M. So that is not exactly a big difference. Anyway, so now we have our image and our thing. Let's go ahead and actually get our image out of the database. So all we have to do is select the blank image, click dynamic data, and we will come down. It's not going to be in here. You're going to come down to ACPT, and there is our gallery photo and our image description. So we will choose gallery photo. And I'm not exactly sure why that is not working. So let's go ahead and save that and look at it on the front end. And there it is working on the front end. I have to tell you, I don't know what's been up with bricks lately. There's been a lot of this. So I'm trying to stay open-minded, trying not to get pissy, but I'm getting a little sick of it, to be honest. So you can see we now have an image gallery, and, you know, we have the description if I wanted to click it and bring it up. And one of the very easiest things to do, I tell you what, let me refresh this and see if it'll load in. Okay, it is. That's good. One of the easiest things to do is to just click on the image. And by the way, you want to choose which size here. We clearly are just showing a smaller version. We do not need to show the large. We could show like the medium large or even the medium. So let's choose the medium large. In another video, I'm going to show you how to create your own sizes, you know. But for now, this will be good. So what we want to do, this is awesome. I love this on bricks. All you have to do is click on the image that you're working on, or this image here. And they have changed this slightly. Let me just see where it is. There we go. Oh, yeah, right. Link to Lightbox. That's it, man. Link to Lightbox. Okay, and now that we have that done, let's go ahead in the front end, check it out. Boom, all working perfectly. Click here. Yep, that's working. Great. However, we are not quite done because this kind of looks like weird. We've got different size images, and you know, clearly you're gonna want to lock them in somehow. So before we fix the sizing issue, let's also fix the fact that we want to show the captions and we want to show that field that we had created. So we're going to go to custom. Okay. And then here, instead of, you know, you type any bloody words you want in to be here, what you're going to do is you're going to go here to dynamic data, go down to ACPT, and you will see your image description. And this way you have that, you know, that little description of what it is, and there you go. So now let's just go ahead and take a look on that on the front end and see that that's all working. Yep. And you click it. Great. Okay, so let's fix the fact that these are different dimensions. Okay, so let's fix the image sizing, because right now we've got different aspect ratios. We got, you know, wide ones and tall ones, and easy to fix. We're going to grab our photo, okay? Make sure it's the medium large, which is about what we want. And we're going to do aspect ratio. Now, the easiest one to remember is 1. It's going to make a square, okay? 1 is a square. It's going to go 1 wide, 1 down. That makes a square. So we could do 1/1.2. And now it's slightly taller. You know what I mean? So you kind of play with that depending on what you're designing for here. So if you have predominantly, you know, wide shots, well, then you would switch that and you do maybe 1.3 and 1. Or actually, I could even go a little higher, 1.5, so it's 1.5 times wide as it is tall. And there you go. Now, you may say, whoa, what the hell? This image here looks good. These images here look kind of goofy. Well, that's because of right now it's squashing the image. So what we're going to do is we are going to change this to cover. And now cover will make it, just covers it. You know what I mean? If it goes off, it goes off, but it's going to cover it. And you can determine where in the picture you want. So, you know, if most of your pictures you want it at the top, you'll do 50%, which means, you know, in the middle, which is typically it's always going to be in the middle, unless you're dealing with really wide things. But now if I want to show the top of the image, I'll do 0%, and that'll be the very top, you see? Or if I wanted to see the very bottom of all those images, I'd go 100%. You getting where we're going here? So typically 50-50 works just fine. But if your images are a little top heavy like these, where maybe I want to show the people more than, you know, the wheels on the road, there you go. And we'll just go ahead and save that, and we'll view this here. Now, Don't worry about the actual dimensions of the full image, because when I click this, it's still going to show me the full image, right? So there we go. We have created a query loop. I'm not going to bother covering how to manipulate the query loop and show pages and all that, because that's in other videos. But here you've created the data in the database, you've brought it out and you've showed it on the page. You just made yourself your own little gallery, all right? Hope you liked the video. Like, subscribe, do all that crap, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.